When something terrible happens, a society has two choices: who it amplifies and who it remembers. This is one of those moments. In 2014, on an ordinary December morning in Sydney, people walked into a café for coffee. Some were heading to work. Some were meeting friends. Some were just trying to get through the day. They didn't walk in expecting history. When violence forced its way into that space, something remarkable happened. Not immediately, not dramatically, but steadily. A cafe manager named Tory Johnson chose something very old, very human. He stayed. Survivors later described him as calm, grounded, focused not on himself but on the people around him. At moments when escape may have been possible, he chose not to leave others behind. Not because he lacked fear, but because care outweighed it. History loves loud heroes. Courage usually isn't one of them. It looks like keeping your voice steady when everyone else is shaking. It looks like choosing together over self. It looks like refusing to let panic fracture the people beside you. And here's something important. Australia made a deliberate choice that day. Our media refused to give the attacker the spotlight he wanted. No rolling montages. No endless repetition of his name. No myth. So instead, attention stayed where it belonged, on the people. On the families waiting outside, on first responders doing their jobs. On the ordinary citizens who didn't let fear mutate into hate. In the days that followed, something else happened. Australians didn't fracture along lines of religion or identity. They didn't look for someone to blame who looked different. Instead, strangers stood together. Muslims, Christians, atheists, immigrants, locals, shoulder to shoulder. The words, "I'll ride with you," appeared across social media, trains, buses, streets. It wasn't a slogan invented by a marketing team. It was a promise. If you're scared, you won't be alone. If someone targets you with hate, you'll have company. If fear tries to divide us, it will fail. That matters. Because terrorism doesn't only hurt the people it strikes. It tries to turn neighbours into strangers. And when everyday people refuse to let hatred take root, that's resistance. Tory Johnson didn't seek recognition. He didn't make speeches. He didn't get to tell his own story. But the way people responded, the way a nation chose not to glorify violence, turned his final act into something larger. That the strongest answer to hate is not rage, but solidarity. History often remembers the names of those who destroy. But sometimes, history gets it right. Sometimes, we choose to remember the ones who held the line quietly, who looked after others when it counted, and who reminded us, even in the darkest moments, that humanity doesn't disappear under pressure. It reveals itself.